Hello and welcome to Cultivate to Thrive podcast. I'm your host, Michelle Gunn. I'm a self actualization and mindset coach at Cultivate and Thrive. And I am on a mission to help Christian professional moms thrive in their reclaimed value while they cultivate a fulfilling and purposeful life. Now, many times on these episodes, you will just hear me sharing some tips and some things, some knowledge to help you improve and move forward. Sometimes I'll have special guests that have something great to share, especially things that I want to share with you to help you in your journey of life. Now, you can find this podcast, whether it's live or on replay, here on my own Michelle Gunn LinkedIn page, Facebook page, Instagram, and TikTok. You can also find my business page, Cultivate and Thrive, on LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, and my website, michellegunn.com. That's right, my website is Michelle Gunn, 1L, 2 N's, michellegunn.com. I invite you to participate in the comment section. I invite you to reach out to me via email, DM. You can find contact information on my website. Let's chat. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Nothing keeps you humble like technology. Here I set it to go. It looked like it was good, and then it looked like it wasn't live, so I stopped. Anyway, that's why there's a little mix up in the beginning. But like I said, technology keeps you humble. Welcome to this episode of Cultivate to Thrive podcast. I'm your host, Michelle Gunn, and today we'll be talking about embracing the juggling act, balancing work and motherhood. This month of May, I've been especially focused on mothers since in the US we celebrated Mother's Day. And next month, I am dedicating the whole month of June to fathers, right? To men. I will have a live each week geared towards men. All my content will be geared towards men, and I'll have a special guest in June on a Friday evening with a nice uh, dad, a nice faithful dad, working dad. So I invite you all to join and share and watch for that. And that's just gratitude for all the men who have supported and given back to me. I appreciate each and every one of you. Please remember, as you're joining in, say hello in the comments. Let us all know where you're from. Do connect with people. And please share your thoughts, your questions, your stories. I try to include all the comments. I may not have time to get to it, but I definitely will read them later and respond. I appreciate each and every one of you very, very much. And as always, if you find this is helpful, please share and do subscribe to my YouTube channel, Cultivate and Thrive. So, again, before I got started, I centered myself in prayer, pulled out my Bible, asked God and the Holy Spirit to guide me, to guide my mind, my mouth, my words, my heart, my soul, to help me speak to people and let them hear what they need to hear to encourage and support and to build up the kingdom. Interestingly, uh, I opened the Bible to Leviticus, and it's chapters 3, 4, and 5, and I really haven't spent time in Leviticus. I start reading it, and it's a little bit dry, but the gist of each of the beginnings of the chapters is about sin and offering and guilt and forgiveness. And I think, although it does apply to many people, I think these things really truly apply to working moms. There's so much guilt wrapped in of what we can't get done, where we need to be, what we need to sacrifice. Sometimes our family misses out, sometimes our job misses out. We need to forgive ourselves. That's a huge one. And that's really a huge one for everyone, but forgiving self is very, very huge. Many times many people have moved on from our transgressions, but we still hold them in our heart and telling ourselves what bad people we are or how we've wronged. So we really need to let go of guilt and forgive. Always learn from your situations, look for the gift, look for the opportunity, and move on, move forward in positivity. Look up Leviticus if you feel so inclined and, pray about it. Pray about what you might be suffering with, how you feel you have sinned against others or yourself or God, and what kind of offering you can do to repent for what you've done and let go of the guilt. For goodness sakes, we're all human beings. We all make mistakes and we are all sinners. It's how we move forward that makes a difference. So do that. Good morning, Ronald from Maryland. So nice to see you, Ronald. Thank you for joining, as always. He's a great supporter, and I especially look forward to giving back to him next month. So, I want to dive into the topic that really resonates with countless women around the world, and that's the delicate dance of balancing the roles of the working mom while maintaining our faith and sanity intact. Hard. It's a journey that's often glamorized or romanticized, but the reality is far from effortless. It's a lot of work. It's hard. So let's talk about the real deal, not what people post on social media and how they're doing everything. And you see these stars that have it all, or these big executives that have it all. But let's also explore some practical ways to achieve balance or harmony with realistic expectations, infused with a perspective of faith. First and foremost, I really want to recognize and acknowledge something that's very crucial, and that's achieving perfect balance is a myth, right? There's really no such thing as work life balance. It's more harmony. And that will look different for every person because we are individuals and we are built and created differently. As working moms, we're constantly juggling multiple responsibilities from deadlines at work to soccer games, bedtime stories, sick kids, throw that into mix. Dear friend, she's struggling with her child being ill. Her husband travels a lot. She's a working mom. It's a lot for one person to bear. It's really a lot. But guess what? It is okay to drop the ball occasionally. Imperfection is part of the beauty of our journey. Imagine how boring life would be if everyone was perfect. It would be very boring. My youngest daughter, as you all know, has her and her husband have a little boy. He's 9 months old, and he is just trotting right along in his development. He's going to be a little terror. I keep telling her that. She is blessed right now to be a stay-at-home mom, and watching her, because it's been a while since I've had a baby at home. Watching her be a mom and try to be the best mom she is and educating herself and doing what's right for her son and trying to keep up with household chores. It reminds me of the time when I was a stay-at-home mom. It's hard enough just to be at home with your kids to take care of your family, all the household needs and the juggling in the house. Throw in a job, a career, those extra additional obligations. It's hard, people. Hopefully, you're in a position where you are working within your passion and it brings you some joy. So when you are at work, you're building on your personal and professional development. You're growing as a person. You're being your faithful self, and you're getting some joy out of work, even with the challenges. Because, again, there is no such thing as a true balance. Yeah. So I want to share what Ronald is saying about his wife. So his wife stepped in as a granny to his four grandchildren. She made exceptional efforts to support our oldest grandchild's out of town graduation. Yes, they were blessed to be able to be there, and Ron shared a little bit with of that with me. That's so amazing, and it's really good to see what role you 2 are playing in your grandchildren's lives, whether they're grandchildren, step-grandchildren, or, even now in extended families, if they're not blood relatives, we all need support, and the support is just waning in families. It's not there. The kids don't have their parents as much. So when extended family or friends can be there to help show the kids how amazing they are and to love them and encourage them and support them, it's a win-win because you who are providing that love and support get so much out of that relationship and that giving. And the child, no matter the age, baby to adult, also receive so much. So let's add a layer of faith to the equation. Our spiritual beliefs can serve as a guiding light, right? Offering us solace and strength during the chaotic moments. Whether you find peace in prayer or meditation or reflection, make time for spiritual nourishment. It's the anchor that keeps us grounded amidst life's storms. And guess what, moms, dads, grandpas, grandmas, aunts, uncles, friends? You can do that with the children, no matter the age. You can get books that are faith-filled that you can share with the child. Make prayer a routine, make it something you do with your family. Everyone grows in faith that way, and it helps take the stress out because everyone knows and feels that God is on their side because He is. He loves you. He created you. So, how do we practically achieve balance? Again, we can't. It's more harmony while embracing imperfection and nurturing our faith. Well, I have a few strategies to share with you. Remember that we're all individuals, so some will work better for you and some won't. But you might want to think about trying to incorporate several of these, if not all of them, in some way that suits your needs. Set realistic expectations. Understand that you can't do it all. No matter what anybody tells you, you cannot do it all. You are one person. Besides the fact that because I've told you many times, that we are created as unique individuals. We're not made to do everything on our own. We're made to need other people, to complement other people. So it's perfectly fine that you can't do it all. When I was a working mom with kids at home, things gave, you know, to me. It was more important to spend the quality time to be there for my kids and their development than to make sure the house was spotless. I could live with that. So prioritize your tasks based on their importance and their urgency. Learn to say no to commitments that don't align with your priorities. Now, I did a little post about boundaries earlier, but that is a very, very deep topic, boundaries, because there's a whole lot of meaning besides that. But really decide what your priorities are and learn to say no when it's too much, right? And that brings us into establishing the boundaries. They're essential for maintaining sanity. We all need some sanity. A little craziness can be fun, but sanity is needed. Set clear boundaries between work and family time. When you're with your family, be fully present. Again, today's society is so difficult because we have these cell phones, right? They're always have our attention. We're on call 24/7. Learn to set them down. Learn to be present. Um, I was talking with my oldest daughter and somebody else who's around her age, and they're like, Please don't call me, text. So what I'm getting at is people are now growing up that they really are not striving for that personal contact as much. They still want socialization when they want it, but I think we are distancing the human relationship. So make sure that you teach your kids that you're fully present because we do need that human contact, that human interaction. And when you're at work, focus on the task at hand. Don't sit here and worry about, God, did I get the dishes done? I got to do laundry. I got to do this. I got to go grocery shopping. I got to make a list. Because when you start spreading your focus around, nothing is done properly. Everything's just scattered. And Ronald shared that his wife received the gratitude of our ex daughter in law, not really ex, and sister in law, the unity and sisterhood and support. That's wonderful because we need that, right? We definitely need that. We need support, all of us. And to have the gratitude that goes along with it just keeps reinforcing that and it encourages you to know that what you're doing is making a difference. Yeah, right. Many of us try to do it all. We have to learn that something needs to give and not just the stuff that we don't want to do, because sometimes the stuff we don't want to do needs to be done first. So, really knowing how to prioritize helps. So, you do need to establish boundaries. When I started working out of a home office, um, and my kids were adult kids that were here, and my husband, who's definitely an adult, I would be on lives or I would be on webinars or I would be, engrossed in my work and they would just be barging in my room. So I had my husband make me a nice sign that I could slide, do not enter, enter. And it's mostly worked wonders because they knew that set up a boundary as long as I remember to slide it back and forth, but it lets them know when I'm truly available, unless it's an emergency. And we talked about what to do in case of an emergency. So, working from home, that was a great boundary to set that helped both of us. But I had to learn that that's what was needed. And also because I'm a bit of a people pleaser and I want to be there for everyone who needs me, I often want to drop what I'm doing and find out that what I'm dropping is way more important than what I went for. Like, gee, mom, what are we having for dinner? I don't know. It's 3 hours away. Don't bother me, right? I'm sure many people can relate to that. And another thing we need to do, ladies and gentlemen, embrace self-care. We give, we give, we give until we can't give anymore. You cannot pour from an empty cup. I'm sure that you have heard that, seen that, read that from many, many, many sources. You need to carve out time for self-care activities that rejuvenate your mind, your body, and your soul. Because again, we're not just one facet of a person. We're a whole person. It could be as simple as taking a walk in nature, enjoying a great cup of coffee at home or elsewhere, meeting a friend, indulging in a hobby, enjoying a hot bath. I indulge in coloring my hair and it's time to do it again. My purple's coming out. Giving yourself a facial, read, spend time in prayer, meditation. See what works for you. Incorporate that. You may have to start small, and that's okay. Once a month, start there. Start something small once a month and start incorporating it after once a month, maybe every 3 weeks, down to every 2 weeks, to every week. When you can do that, maybe start growing the time. Maybe when you're running errands, you can stop for a cup of coffee or a tea or, something that just feeds you. Or having your favorite scent in a candle burning while you're doing something. Something that just reaches you, relaxes you, encourages you. Ah, yes. Yes, Ronald. I was just reading his comment. Yeah, absolutely true. A buddy wanted to be the go-to guy. Women can naturally become the go-to girl in corporate and then have to unlearn. I and it's not every woman for sure, but it is a lot of women, right? Because a lot of women have that nurturing aspect, and we do love to be needed, and we do love to take care of people, and there are men like that as well, right? But stereotypically, women often fill that. So women are often quick to, you know, go get coffee for everyone, pick up donuts, things that aren't necessarily things she needs to do. And it may be taking away from other tasks. And we absolutely have to unlearn them. Like I said, I tend to be a people pleaser. And when I went through um, the mindset course, Positive Intelligence, I learned that in a greater way of how that's sabotaging me and who I am and taking away from who I am. It takes away from my value. So you have to learn, like Ronald said, you have to unlearn, right? Learn to unlearn these things that you naturally did. And many times we're encouraged to do, but it's not fruitful for you at all. It does not bring harmony into your life. Absolutely. Thank you, Ronald. Yep, self-care is very, very important. I also did not do a lot of it when my kids were at home. My focus was my family and then my job. Um, so I was always, always last, and I still work on that. It's a conscious effort, definitely a conscious effort. Also, delegate and accept help. This is something where I really struggle also. You don't have to do everything alone. Delegate tasks at work and enlist the help of family members or trusted friends. Remember, it's not a sign of weakness to ask for help, it's a sign of wisdom. So, when we get into certain situations, and everybody is in a different financial situation. So, if you are financially able to, you may be able to delegate or pay for certain tasks to be done by other people, right? So, house cleaning, lawn mowing, driving kids to and from school. There's different things you can pay for. You can have your laundry done, you can have groceries delivered. Is today's society, there's just so many ways you can delegate personal tasks out that you don't really need to spend your time doing unless it brings you joy and fulfillment. Don't give up something that helps for you. Some people love to clean and they feel good. So you don't have to give that up. Give up what you need to give up and you're able to give up. Same thing at work. If you are an entrepreneur, you have your own business, you have a small business, you can delegate or pay out. You can hire contractors for social media, marketing. You can actually hire out staffing, right? Your HR department. There's lots of different things you can hire out. And just even in a regular corporate job or something, even almost any level, there's things that can be delegated. You don't have to know. Many times, some of us, and I know I've been guilty of it, right? You feel you need to do it because nobody else can do it right or it's not going to get done right. Let it go. Everything does not have to be perfect. Sometimes it just needs to be done and done right, but not perfectly. And there are many people who can do what you do on general tasks. So think about that. Um, as far as kids, there are a lot of pros and cons, different avenues of thinking about chores. I probably went too far off of not giving my kids enough chores. Now they're all good, responsible adults, so it worked out. But I think I could have. I know I could have delegated more to them and let them have more responsibility for some of the chores in the house, and they didn't need to be a burden for me as much, and they would have been fine doing that. So, and when people offer help, think about it. If it's not something you really need to do, and hey, it might be their gift, it might bring them joy. You might Be a gift to them by allowing them to do something for you. So remember that. Delegate and accept help. Yeah. Practice gratitude. That's a huge one too. Very popular nowadays for many good reasons. You want to cultivate an attitude of gratitude in your daily life, right? Take a moment each day to appreciate the blessings around you. Simple. Whether it's the laughter of your children, and there's nothing like a baby's laugh, or the support of your colleagues. Somebody brought you coffee, donut. Um, Somebody got me a cool pack of pens not that long ago. They were purple with cool sayings on them. Um, I was grateful. It was just a thoughtful gesture. Gratitude shifts our focus from what we lack to what we have. It brings us more to the land of abundance, right? We don't need to worry about so much as what we don't have, but be grateful for what we have and think about what we can share. You start your days with gratitude, it will change your perspective for the day. You know what? I woke up this morning, there are people who didn't. I was able to have breakfast with my husband. There are people who didn't. I'm able to be here with you live now. There are people who can't. I'm going to see my grandson today. There are many people who don't have that opportunity or don't have that gift in their life. Be grateful for everything. The last tip I have for you is to stay flexible, right? Flexibility is key to navigating the unpredictable twists and turns of life. The only thing that's truly certain is that things will change, right? They may change for the better, they may change for the worse. Learn to adapt to changes gracefully and let go of the rigid expectations that this applies to your personal life and your professional life. I'm a process person. I like to have rules and processes, and I often have to remind myself, although I can be flexible, I have to remind myself, hey, it may not have to be done exactly like that to be done. Be flexible. It's not about having a perfect plan. It's about being resilient in the face of challenges. But also, make sure you have a plan. Another discussion, another day. But you need to stay flexible in life, at home and at work, in your relationships. It'll be much easier for you. It'll take some of the guilt off. Think about it. If you are offered a little bit of free time at work and you're feeling guilty because you think you need to spend more time, stop it. Take that flexibility and enjoy your family. And if your family is doing really good and you have something pressing at work and they're all encouraging you, Mom, we got this. Take care of that. Do it. Be flexible. You need give and take in every aspect of your life. So make sure that you are embracing the juggling act of being a working mom with grace, with resilience, and most of all, with faith. Don't forget to have those faith discussions. Talk with God. He's there for you. Ask for help when you need it. Offer gratitude and prayer and praise. And not always just when something goes right. Because even in the struggles and challenges, good comes from that. We grow, we learn. Remember, you are stronger than you think you are. And you're not alone on this journey. We're all on this journey here on earth together. Lean on your faith. Cherish the precious moments with your loved ones and celebrate the small victories along the way and be grateful. Together, we can find harmony amidst the chaos and thrive in both our professional and personal lives. And if you find yourself needing a little bit of help, reach out. I'm here. Send me a DM. You can text. I have the information. You can send me an email. You can message me on LinkedIn or on Facebook. And don't forget, always remember the people who surround you, your support system. Reach out. Be a person of support and utilize the support. Everyone benefits on both sides of that. If you found this useful, I'd appreciate it if you would like, comment, share. Please go to my YouTube, Cultivate and Thrive, and subscribe so I can grow and help and reach more people. And I appreciate each and every one of you. Go be a blessing and receive blessings. Have a great Wednesday.